I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun.
to Imola. Located in Emilia-Romagna region in Italy, it was opened back in 1953. Imola features dramatic elevation changes, making it a demanding track for both cars and drivers. The circuit has hosted many events such as Formula 3, 2, and 1, WEC, Touring Cars, Ferrari Challenge, and Porsche Cup, and many more. Imola's mix of fast straights and tight corners and elevation changes suits the radical cars perfectly. Their low weight and downforce allows for high cornering speeds and rapid acceleration on Imola's straights. The circuit frequently appears in the Radical European Masters and other international radical racing series, attracting drivers from all around the world to compete in its legendary layout. The circuit is a 4.909 kilometer or 3.050 miles, with 19 turns combining fast straights, tight chicanes, and other technical corners. It's one of the rare anti-clockwise circuits in motorsport, challenging drivers physically, endurance, as they are less accustomed to the high lateral forces on right-hand turns. Imola's combination of technical corners and challenges for fast straights and elevation changes makes it one of the most exciting circuits for racing. Corners are crucial to nail and can also be used to overtake, and these corners can include Tamburello. The main straight leading into Tamburello provides a prime overtaking opportunity, especially with slipstreaming. Drivers must judge their braking points carefully to avoid cutting the chicane or making contact. The Tosa hairpin. It's a slow uphill hairpin after the short straight. Tosa is one of the most famous overtaking spots where drivers dive on the inside here. Piratella. A daring move onto the inside can sometimes be made up, but it's more about setting up for the following section. Limited room for error due to high speed and downhill trajectory could be a massive error as you're racing around here. And then Aqua Minerale. Through not a traditional overtaking spot, a good exit through this tricky sequence allows drivers to build up momentum for the next chicane. And then Ravazza, the double left-hander leading onto the final straight. Drivers can attempt an inside move into turn 17 or position themselves onto a better exit for the straight. Drivers require excellent car control due to the downhill braking. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to round 6 and the penultimate round of Race of Champions 24. DTM gave us a show at Portland that closed the gap up in the championship with another win in a row for Luca Andretta. The points are level with Mike Van Dorn and it can be swung in any direction with the 2-race format coming up. Many drivers have flocked to the circuit this time around, with Jamaica's Jaden Harrison topping the timing sheets. The last time we saw him was during the Race of Caribbean's Radical Caribbean Cup at Dover Raceway, where the championship went down to the line with Khalil Rickford taking it. This is the first time that the Radicals will debut outside the Caribbean region, and if all goes well, a 2025 championship could be in the works. But right now, we have a championship fight that continues to come down to the wire. Who will win the Italian Grand Prix doubleheader? This is round 6. Radicals at Imola. Didn't realize my mic was muted there. We're always getting a little bit hectic here, but welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's 6th round of the championship. I'm Rahul Nasir, and we are live here at Imola. And what a championship round we have for you here today. You take a look at all those drivers that are on the list. Over 12 drivers ready to go racing here today at the famous Imola circuit. In the Radicals, definitely the longest racetrack combination we have here for ROC. We have a lot of exciting action coming your way, so you got to stick around and enjoy the action coming your way. It's the Radical Cup in CMRSC. Lots of attention for this one here today. Lots of drivers coming out, and one of them is this man right here, Jaden Harrison, who's putting a little bit of practice, but we're not too sure if we are going to be seeing him for both races. But he is pushing very hard and definitely a fan favorite of many. The Jamaican out here, gonna see if he can take on the likes of the Swiss Superman, who currently ties in the championship lead against this man, Mike Van Dorn, currently sitting 5th place. But 2 races, 15 minutes, and a top 5 reverse grid can really change a lot of this race. And we've seen it time and time before in the past. So let's see how it turns out to be. We have a lot of other drivers here, including the likes of Mads Krogsgaard, Andy Rees, Danny Nasir, DeVille Park, Klaus Klint, Brandon Smith, Oliver Bloch, and Jeroen Narine. So these drivers are very pumped up and ready to go out here. There we go, on board with the likes of Krogsgaard. He tries to follow his teammate around here. Of course, his teammate, Andy Rees, in the Race of Champions playoffs. But he is lagging a little bit behind in the points, so he's going to have a lot of work to do to catch back up. Let's take a look at those championship point standings, as Luke Andretta and Mike Van Dorn tied for 46 points. Then it's Andy Rees with 41, Cody Lawrence with 34 points, Martin Webster with 17 points. Still no sign of Marlon Young, Alfie Bevan, or Khalil Rickford, unfortunately, in this championship. So as we continue to race for this one, this is the penultimate round of the championship. This is where it all comes down to. There is so much to play for out here. So many big points as well to take advantage of if you're a driver, especially in Race of Champions. And this is going to be a good race as well. We have a great stack of drivers out here ready to go racing. And we're looking at now the Andy Masu drivers. We have a third one, Oliver Bloch. So 3 Andy Masu drivers. And they have a fantastic livery done by Andy Rees. Love the look of it. So they're going to hopefully be taking this livery to stardom, hopefully to get a race win. 2 opportunities for race wins out here, that's for sure. So who is it going to be? Who's going to be taking race 1 and race 2? 15 minutes. It should give us about 8 laps of racing around here as they enter the pits now. They have 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Probably going to fuel up the cars, put in a qualifying run here before the actual qualifying session does get underway. But there you see Danny Nasir currently sitting 6th position. He is hustling in this championship. Let's look at the overall championship standings. It's Luke Andretta with 127 points. Then it is Mads with 107. Then it is Mike Van Dorn with 97 points. 93 points for Cody Lawrence. Andy Rees with 87 points. Danny Nasir with 78. And then it starts to break off with Anderson Baena with 39. Andrew Narine with 35. Lance Nasir 25. Martin Webster 22. Oliver Bloch 16. DeVille Park with 4. Del Moranti with 2. And Klaus Klint with 1. Which, speaking of which, Klaus has made his return back here in CMRSC. Had a bit of a lovely break for him, but now coming back and racing. So very excited to see him return. But yes, one more round after this. That means this is the penultimate round. We have just one more to go. I'm very excited for it. I hope you are too. This is going to be some great action coming your way here shortly. We're just a minute away until we get qualifying underway, so stay tuned, stick around. Qualifying is going to be a good one, that's for sure. Who is going to take pole position? That's the big question on our minds. Will we see Jaden Harrison taking pole? Krogsgaard. Oh, Danny Nasir over the curbs! And he's hit the wall hard. That is huge. Very huge there. Going over the curbs. But we're watching Krogsgaard and Andy Rees, as they both now peel into the pits, probably practicing their in-lap there. And Luca Andretti is out on track as well. So he's going to race down onto the front straight as the timer expires, though. He's not going to be able to get a full lap in, but practice has now come to an end. If he sticks out, we can watch a lap around here of Luca Andretti as he heads into turn 1. 6 gears screaming down the front straight, takes it down into 3rd gear. He's chasing down Andrew Ryan, and Andrew does get out of his way as now Luca heads into Villeneuve. Gets a turn in there for the left, gradually onto the brakes down to 3rd gear, hopping over the left-hand curb, and then onto Tosa, the hairpin. Gets it rotated onto the next straight here, where it's going to be a quick flick to the left before we get into the all-famous Aqua Mineral. Here comes Andretti. Really fast around here. Goes a little bit wide, just about keeps it within track limits. And then entering into Aqua Mineral. The quick flick to the right-hander. And then braking in a straight line. Very crucial. Down into 3rd gear. Just about. Oh, he's clipped the curb. He's clipped it, but he's still moving. And he continues on. Let's take a look at those sector times. We're not getting the sector times at the moment. But here comes Luca. There we go. So purple in the first sector. And then round the final corner. Onto the front straight. One more time. Beautiful exit from the Swiss Superman. And unfortunately, that's going to cost practice to end right now. So we are heading into a 10-minute qualifying session with 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. CMRSC's penultimate round of the year takes place here today. An exciting bout of races about to come your way very shortly. But take a look at the practice times. It's a Luca Andretti on top with a 144.923. Jaden Harrison with a 145.757. Then it's Krogsgaard with a 145.9. Andy Rees, 146.1. Mike Van Dort with a 146.9. DeVille Park with a 148.5. Danny Nasir with a 148.7. Klaus with a 149.4. Brandon Smith with a 151.6. Oliver with a 151.669. And Andrew Ryan with a 1 minute 56.7. That's your practice complete. We're 25 seconds away from the green light going off. Here in qualifying, it's time to get this one underway. Here we go. Qualifying for the penultimate round is live, and it is up next. And here we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the penultimate qualifying round of Race of Champions. The drivers now exiting out pit lane to begin their qualifying laps. Only a 10-minute session for these drivers to get qualifying done, so it's going to be very crucial that they use every bit of time to do so. It's going to be a very important round here today, and we're going to find out who takes it on. So the drivers now coming out. So drivers all together now on track. And right now, it is this man. Mats Krogsgaard, with a great opening to this championship, has started to fall through with the likes of Luca Andretti being on his tail and has lost the championship lead. We saw in the last round, which was heartbreaking, Krogsgaard in the opening lap took the lead and then, through no fault of his own, runs deep into the grass, lost the lead and never got it again. It was very unfortunate for him. Nonetheless, though, this qualifying session is still going to be very important for all the drivers. And it's going to be one to forget for him. That's for sure. So as we continue now, Krogsgaard is, of course, the first driver that we're going to be watching around this circuit here. At Imola, 8 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. It's only a 10-minute session around here, so drivers are going to have to be very, very crucial to make sure that they are hitting all their laps, at least the banker. That's the most important one as we open up qualifying here. So, as Krogsgaard now comes around the final corner with 12 drivers in the fray, we're going to find out now who is going to take pole position. So, Krogsgaard, here we go. First lap now. And we're going to see what the drivers are going to be chasing. He's on the front straight, looking in to the first couple turns here into turn 1, down to 3rd gear. Very beautiful around the left and right curbs. Flick to the left onto a mini straight here before we get into Villeneuve. You want to take as much speed as possible as you flick it into the left-hander. Then you want to be braking in a straight line, avoiding those sausage curbs. Very crucial. Now we're entering into Tosa. A long left-hander as it goes up the hill as well, so it's going to be very tricky to put the throttle down without losing traction on the rear. Now, he's already lost the purple first sector now, I believe, to Luca Andretti. Yes, he has. We're going to stick on board with Krogsgaard here as he heads into the left-hander. You don't want to get too wide out here, just about keeping it on. Here comes Andretti, a little bit more wide, however. So both of these drivers pushing really hard. And now Krogsgaard, as he heads about to get into Sector 2. Quick chicane from him was purple. Loses it just like that to Luca Andretti behind him. So Krogsgaard finding purple, then getting it absolutely shunted and taken away from him as Andretti behind him is going very quick. A little bit of a slide into the final 2 corners. Around the final corner now. Onto the front straight. And we're going to see what Krogsgaard can put on the lap time board. But I don't think it's going to be as fast as this man, Luca Andretti. Krogsgaard, nonetheless, is going to come across the lap now. It's a 45.9. Luca Andretti, provisional pole. It's a 44.919. Across the line now. We're going to watch the drivers come around. We're going to see what they can do. So a 46.9 for Andy Rees. A 50.1 for Oliver Bloch. A couple other drivers more to come across the line. We're going to see now who's next. It's Danny Nasir. He comes across now, and he's going to go for a 150. Trouble for Andretti. Takes yellow flags, puts it into the pits. Root Ryan, P6. Klaus now coming across the line. He's going to put down a time that's not going to be valid. Brandon Smith, he brought out some yellows earlier, so I don't imagine his lap time being valid. And nothing from Van Doren. He's actually in the pits right now. He's exiting out with Luca Andretti. There's DeVille Park. And we also have Jaden Harrison, who's been the quickest driver over the week. A little bit of a wiggle and slides it left-hander. Fully locking it to the left. Trying to recover, but folks, we're only at 5 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. So it's a quick one, that's for sure. So who do we see next? Here's Krogsgaard. And he's currently sitting in 2nd position. He's on the front row. And a lot of speed. There you see more corrections. Steering misses the apex entirely. On the curb. Heading to the line now. And we're going to find out, is this anything to write home about for a lap? We're going to see. He comes across 45.9, nothing. But let's take a look at Jaden Harrison. What can he do? Jaden comes across. He goes up to 3rd position. Snipes the top 3. He's on the 2nd row. Here's Oliver. 1.5 off. You want to get into the 44s. That is the gold spot. That's where Andretti is right now. Come across the line. Here comes Bloch. P5. And no improvement so far. I take that back. DeVille Park goes up into P5 for Jamaica. So he's looking pretty good. And the chat, Team X-Play, Team Blackout Motorsport is watching. And yes, Martin, it is track limits for this race. They are sticking to the white lines and painted curbs. It was an updated rule set that we had back at Portland. So that is continuing on universally. So the white lines that define the track around the outer edges, that is what the driver's going to be watching. However, for qualifying, as much as the drivers know, the pole position lap time will be reviewed. As it stands right now, Luca did go 4 wheels off the track with this 144.919. It will stick if his pole position still stands, but he's improving right now, so he could have a chance to right the wrongs. Jaden Harrison disconnects from the session. He was currently sitting third. Hopefully we'll see him reconnected there. But on board now with Andretta. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go into the left-hander. Does he keep it all four? Yes, he does this time. Keeps on to the painted curbs. Looks good. Into the Aqua Mineral now. On into the brakes. There's a car off the track. A little bit of a slide there from Andretta. Just about avoids the sausage curbs. It's actually Klaus that's in the way. Back on board. And Klaus, oh, he's missed the apex entirely. Missed the whole corner. And Andretta is quicker this lap. And hey, if he can improve this one and keep this one clean, well, he's going to get that pole position point. And he's also tied in the playoffs with Mike Van Dorn, which right now, Van Dorn, he's struggling out there. He's purple, though, in the second sector. So is Andretta. Now Luca to come across the line. Will it be improvement? No, it is not. He's lost 4/10 on that lap. Wow. Krogsgaard, 2/10 off. But it is eyes on Van Dorn, who desperately needs to get a qualifying lap in. He runs a little bit wide there, and he currently sits 11th. So needs to step it up as soon as possible. This is a championship that he is very much in. Puts it up to P4. There we go. And that is more like it from the Dutchman. He's going to need every point. With the likes of this man here, Luca Andretta, well, it's going to be a hard one to go up against, but we're under 1 minute to go. So we're going to find out how it turns out here. And let's see what he can do. Meanwhile, we also have Krogsgaard up there, still with one more chance. But time is ticking very fast. P9 of Andrew Ryan around Tosa there, currently sits 9th position. 7th place of Klaus. I think that was, no, it's Danny Nasir. His qualifying is complete. He's taking it to the pits. No chance of improvement, 18 seconds to go. And Luca Andretta, this might be his last lap. He can pull together. So let's see what he can do. 8 seconds. Yeah, he's not going to get another one. Luca, here we go. 44.919 bails out to the pits. His qualifying's done. Next driver, DeVille, also in the pits. Andy Rees, Brendan Smith, eyes are on them now. Let's see what Andy can do. Are they going to bail out? No, they don't. They're going to race to the line. Here comes Andy Rees. The Danish driver for Andy Master Racing currently sits third, comes across the line, stays third. Brandon Smith, nothing can be done from him either. Van Dorn, though, sits P4. Can he improve across the line? And it is not going to improve position. He stays 4th. Krogsgaard, another big player in this championship. Ready to come across the line. Ruben Ryan ahead of him. We'll see his lap time. He currently sits 9th. But Krogsgaard, can he take down the pole man? 44.919 to beat. He's yellow in the first 2 sectors. But it's the third one that counts the most. And no, he can't get it done. That's it. Oliver Bloch, not as quick this lap around. Ruben Ryan already came across the line. Jaden Harrison not in the session. And I do hope we do see him for the race. He would be starting and I believe P4 if he does enter back into the session. There's Brandon Smith. Our only American driver on the grid right now. It used to be Cody Lawrence. But Brandon, now returning back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, or your Daytona 500 winner back in 2023. And what a Daytona 500 was for Brandon Smith. But that is going to do it for qualifying. Luca Andretti has taken pole position here. Once again, that was a very great lap. It was a 1:44.919. Will still be taken to the stewards if his pole lap time for the point is going to matter. But as it stands, he takes pole. 2 15-minute races coming your way. Qualifying, though, is complete for the penultimate round of the championship. So as drivers get ready to go now for this first race of 2. It's 2 races, 15 minutes long. We should be expecting about 8 laps for both of them. Top 5 gets reversed. So the driver is going to be set to go onto the grid. So with 35 seconds left, what a championship it's been. What a season it's been for Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's Race of Champions. It's been incredible. One thing to say the least. And we are coming down to it. This has been a great year. We have one more week to go. GT4 at either Mo Sports or Bushy Park. 2 very different tracks. One thing's for sure, though. We are ready for a hectic finale. And it could change here today. It's now time for the penultimate round for the Italian Grand Prix. It is time for Imola in the Radicals. And here we go. It is time for the penultimate round of the championship. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's race 1 of 2 here at Imola in the Radicals. Let's take a look at your qualifying, though. It's Luca Andretti who stuck it on pole position with a 1:44.919. Then it was Krogsgaard with a 1:45.987. In third place, as it stands right now, it is Andy Reese. Fourth. Oh, I do have a mistake on our timing leaderboard here. Luke on pole, followed by Krogsgaard, Rees, Van Doren, DeVille, Danny, Klaus, Oliver, Roopnarine, and Brandon Smith to round out your grid. We do have a missing slot, though. That is for Jaden Harrison, who should be starting in third position, but not in the session right now. We're going to find out what happens if he does come in. He did disconnect in qualifying. So we're going to get a great view of this one. 30 seconds to go before the lights go out. Here we go. You look at the timer at the top. 8 seconds. And here we go. The lights on your screen right now. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's 5 lights here for the Italian Grand Prix Race 1, and we go racing! Luca Andretti, a great start off the line. He gets a good jump off the Andy Masu drivers. He holds on to the lead as they head into 1. Barreling down. Who's going to be the first of the late breakers? You see Van Doren onto the inside, trying to look for a move on Andy Reese. Backs out. DeVille Park down there in P6. Contact almost is made there from Andy Reese, trying to get through, but they all start to race and funnel in as they head into Villeneuve. It's Luca Andretti who takes the lead early on in this race. We see in the back a couple of drivers trying to make a move as well. There we see Klaus trying to get a move. Locks up, goes deep off the track. And there's another driver that's off. Who is that? I think that's Andy Masu Racing driver, Andy Reese. Yes, it is. Been demoted down from the top 3 down to 7th. And a nightmare start from them. That just leaves Krogsgaard up there. Van Doren is up there as well. Brandon Smith takes advantage of Roopnarine. And as they now funnel down into Aqua Mineral, Oliver Bloch now has a chance at Danny Nasir. And oh, there's a slide there. He gets it going. Andy Rees, his teammate, gonna try to follow through behind him, gets going. And they're side by side, heading into the next turn here. Oh, and Oliver actually backs out, so he lets through of his teammate, knowing that Andy Rees needs to get every point he can in this championship. Klaus off the track as well. Side by side, North American drivers, Andrew Rupp-Narine and Brandon Smith. Look at them close. Looking for a move there, lock up on the outside, cannot get it done. DeVille in the wall. DeVille finds himself in the wall. I believe it may have been oversteer into the final set of corners, but we look back up to the leaders now. It's Luca in the lead, followed by Krogsgaard and Mike Van Doren. Right now, as it stands, Luca Andrade will be 2 points ahead in the Race of Champions playoffs. Krogsgaard, of course, not a contender in there, as we also see more side-by-side action. Brandon Smith ahead, got the move done. Rupp-Narine goes from bad to worse. Here comes Klaus and overtakes Rupp-Narine, gets a position. 12 minutes, 34 seconds left to go here in this one. And DeVille, lonely 10th right now. Still, anything can change. But Andrade in the lead, 1.4 to Krogsgaard. As he races hard. We also see Klaus. Oh no, trouble for him. Spins out and hits the wall. And it didn't look like there was contact between himself and Rupp-Narine. But now here comes Oliver Bloch once again into Aqua Mineral against Danny Nasir. This time, can he pull a move off for P6? It's going to be a tough one. We'll see. But as they continue racing, voice chatter is now open up so we can listen to anything that the drivers do say over the radio. So now that the start is complete, it's now time to settle in and hit your marks now for this race. Oliver Bloch, though, still trying to find any sort of chance to get ahead as Luca Andrade sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:45.6. Krogsgaard 1:46.5. Van Dorn 1:46.8. And was there an overtake between Danny Nasir and Oliver Bloch? No, but they're side by side, and Oliver gets the move done on the front straight. And now he's in the top 5. So all three Andy Master Racing drivers in the top 5 into the braking zone. Bit of a lockup there for Danny Nasir. Does not run into the rear of Oliver. And now he's going to have to try to fight back for the top 5 position. Luke Andrade holds on to the lead. Krogsgaard sits in second, Van Dorn third. Remember, folks, we still have one more race to do it. We have the top 5 being flipped. As it stands, if that were to happen, it would be Bloch on pole, followed by Andy Rees in second, Van Dorn third, Krogsgaard fourth, Luca in the back in 5th. It would only be the top 5 being reversed. So the drivers outside the top 5, like Danny Nasir, have a chance at taking pole position for race 2. Oliver runs very wide. As he's trying to stay ahead of the top 5, but Danny Nasir is going to try to keep this calm mentality to try to chase down Bloch into the chicanes. And you see a good exit there from Bloch. It's what he needed to try to stay ahead. DeVille now gets a move on. Andrew Rupp-Narine is trouble for Brandon Smith. No! He falls behind, down to 9th position. Meanwhile, Rupp-Narine looks to the inside. A good move there. Almost putting a tire into the grass entirely. Heading into the double left-hander. Locks up, runs very deep, and loses the position in DeVille Park. DeVille goes back up to 7th. A great tussle between these two. He has some light front aero damage. Rupp-Narine. But a good race between them. They're racing very hard. Some F2 style of racing. But Luca and Andretti, take a look at that. He's opened up the gap to 4.3, 4.4. And he is absolutely flying out there. Is the Swiss Superman. He has gone undefeated, has won every single race except for the first, simply because he was unable to take part in it. And I agree there, Martin. Andrew is getting very racy, but it has costed him a little bit of time. Brandon Smith, though, is going to have some trouble with his former boss, Klaus Klint, who has returned now from vacation, and he's ready to get back racing. So very happy to see him back, and he's looking at one of his old former teammates at Hamidal, and that's Brandon Smith in front of him. They were able to work together to help Brandon Smith for his race win at Daytona. And what a huge win it was for his career, his one and only. Meanwhile, Klaus, a veteran in CMRSC, he's gonna potentially school. Oh, as he avoids Brandon. Cannot make the overtake, so he does back out, and yes, he does. And meanwhile, Danny Nasir has actually got a move done back on Oliver Bloch. We did not see it, but Danny Nasir's back up in the top 5. That would mean pull for him. Oh, and Klaus troubled now. He puts the power down in the grass and flicks it, facing 180 degrees the wrong direction. And that is trouble. That is unfortunate for Klaus. He finally caught up to somebody after making a mistake early on in the race. And he's now facing in no man's land here. Meanwhile, Oliver losing provisional pole. Has to climb back now. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. We're just under the 7-minute mark. So, second half of this race. And the drivers are looking very racy out there. Flicking it into the left-hander, runs very wide. And Croc's got trouble. Croc's got brought out some local yellows. Yes, he has. He's dropped so much time. Here comes Mike Van Doorn. Huge chance for him. Did hear some team radio, just got cut out.
Who's speaking? Hello?
Alright, we can hear you. Meanwhile, big chance for Mike Van Doorn to capitalize on a mistake from Krogsgaard. Now the gap is opened up to 10 seconds, but this is the battle for second position. And huge points for him as well. 49 against a 47. Mads is in trouble. 1 second. As they head into the lefts and rights. Back on the left-hander.
Only 3 laps of fuel.
Oh, in trouble for Van Doorn. Claiming he's only got 3 laps of fuel. Will that make it to the end? That could potentially be his break in the championship if something does go wrong, because behind him, it is Andy Rees.
This is not enough.
And that's drama. Mike Van Doorn potentially underfueled the car. Heading in for race day. This is music to Andy Rees' ears, because now he's going to want to push harder. Now there's a chance that Van Doorn could be lifting. This is huge. Absolutely monumental for the Race of Champions playoff points, because Van Doorn is tied with Luca Andretti at the moment. But if he were to lose another position, it would be 3 points. Lock up. That was Van Doorn losing 3/10 to Krogsgaard. This is huge. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, and Van Doorn desperately needs this race to end as soon as possible. One of our shorter lap counts, I will say. The shortest lap count of this championship. One of the shortest we've ever seen.
Yeah, Luca and 12 leaders is not enough.
Huh?
Trouble for Danny Nasir, side by side.
I'm 1 lap short.
This is the battle for
Could it be
pole position
maybe it's the pace?
for race
fuel
2.
usage?
And Oliver gets the move done on Danny Nasir.
You're longer on the throttle.
Oliver Bloch back up into provisional pole for race 2.
Do you have enough?
And Krogsgaard
How
now
much do you have left?
in trouble.
3.4.
What?
And he's trying to push on. Let's keep checking to a minimum.
I have 2.6.
So Van Doren, you hear the fuel counts. 3.2 for Luca, 2.6 for Van Doren. He runs wide and he is in trouble. The gap is 1.7. The driver's struggling in the top 3, heading heavy into the curb. DeVille brought out some local yellows. And he still brought out yellows. Where is he? Oh, he's around Tosa, and he's had contact with Andrew Ryan, and Brendan Smith is going to get a 2-for-1 special. They both get rotated and get going now. That is huge. Meanwhile, the talk is still about the top 3. We don't know who's going to be our top 3. Meanwhile, though, Mads, he currently sits in 2nd position. The gap between himself and Luca is 13 seconds. But now, he's trying to save fuel. All the drivers are saving fuel. But this race is far from over. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Still counting. We might end this race with 9 laps complete. And if that's the case, have these drivers filled up their car enough? One thing's for sure, I've never seen a lot of cars run out at the line. I've always seen maybe 1 or 2 cars in our past in CMRSC, but to potentially see a whole grid of cars, that would be huge. Meanwhile, Ruben Ryan gets racy around here as he heads into the double left-hander. Hard onto the brakes. Can he pull a switch back here? Tries for it, looks to the inside, hits the curbs. They're still side by side. Look at this action here. Ruben Ryan tries to tuck into the slipstream as they're on to the straight now. Looks for it, dives to the outside. Look at this. This is action here at Imola on the dying stages of the race. Has Ruben Ryan got it done? He's got it. Yes, he has. P8. He's overtaken DeVille, but for how much longer? Ruben Ryan goes to the inside, defends, switches back, but DeVille, can he stick it down? No, he cannot. Not around the outside. Into Villeneuve. Ruben Ryan goes off the track. DeVille goes around the long way around Tosa. They're still side by side. Oh, and it's contact. I think DeVille may have turned in. DeVille may have turned in. Klaus goes through.
Yeah, I have to pit. I don't have enough.
And Mike Van Doorn. Is this the championship complete and wrapped up
I
for
can call
him?
myself lucky.
I don't know how this has happened.
30 seconds
I'm
to
never
go.
listening to Luca again.
And Van Doorn has run out of fuel. He chops up, and he's going to go down to 4th position. He's going to finish potentially in 4th. Well, actually, I don't know. Oliver Bloch, Danny Nasir are still fighting for provisional. If I was Van Doorn right now, and I'd accept the fact that I'm not getting the maximum points I can here today. 8 seconds left to go. Oliver, Danny.
More of a race against fuel for me.
Can he get ahead of him? Has he gotten out in time? Yes, he has. Final lap, though. Timer's up.
That's
and-
half a liter.
Van Doorn right now is on the front row for race 2. Now, remember, this championship is far from over. They still have another race to do. Luca could have a terrible race out here, as well as Andy Rees, but both of them, especially Rees, this is what Andy needed. He needed it last round. He's going to get it this round. Finishing ahead of his championship rivals. It's not Luca, but he is going to climb up. It's going to be a monumental final round, that's for sure. Meanwhile, though, Luca Andretti, look at that gap. 13.5 seconds. And he cruises around the final 2 turns. Because there's nobody in sight for the Swiss Superman. And 9 laps are going to be complete at the line. Luca Andretti in the Radical defeats
Alright, we're out
all
of fuel.
odds. He runs
Let's
out of
roll
fuel.
it to the line.
Rolls to the line as he says it, and he takes the W here at Imola's race 1.
Oh, God.
Klaus gets a drive-through for cutting. That's going to be a time penalty for him at the end of the race.
Definitely
Krogsgaard
the fuel calculation is a bit wrong on this car.
will finish 2nd position. Andy Rees will take 3rd. Van Doren very far behind, but he will finish in P4. Eyes are on this battle, though. Can Danny Nasir close up in the dying stage of this race? Oliver runs deep. Oliver runs takes contact between them. Oh, no. Oliver Bloch makes contact with Danny Nasir. Danny ran all in the rear. That was a chance for pole position. Race 2. Danny's gonna limp home. Did not expect Oliver to be so slow on corner exit. Oliver is gonna take provisional pole for race 2. He finishes 5th. Van Doren will finish 4th. Danny will be like kicking himself like, nah, that was my chance there. Runs into the rear. He finishes 6th.
What it says.
But it's Luca who takes the race win. Let's go talk
That's
to
like wrong.
our driver's ear.
Yeah, I brought 16 and almost ran out.
Yeah.
I had 15.
So drivers now coming across the line side by side. Photo finish! Oh my goodness!
12
DeVille
as
got
like
him!
a caution.
DeVille got him!
No,
Whoa!
12 is like a base.
What a
and then
photo
like, yeah,
finish
like,
from DeVille and Rope Rhine!
Thank God.
Whoa!
thought 12 was
Incredible
already
there!
enough,
Taking a look at the
13
timing
is
sheets. How
stretched
close
still,
was
so
it?
I'll put in 14. That should be enough.
Oh my goodness! That was huge! The gap may have been drawn! What? Photo finish here at Imola! And DeVille takes it! The gap is 0! I think that's actually for everyone. We're trying to figure out how close that was. Oh my goodness! We're not able to see it here. We're gonna have to look at it in a replay, but we're gonna interview our drivers now.
Fuel. I had to like lift and coast the last lap entirely.
All right. Crazy race out there. Just want to give a quick shout out there to DeVille and Andrew for giving us a photo finish at the line. And it looks like it's DeVille who does finish ahead barely. You guys had a great race between you guys at the very end. But we take it up to our top 3, starting with 3rd position. Andy Rees capitalizing on the miscalculation for fuel for Van Doren. You finished 3rd position, and you're going to get a couple points ahead of your championship rivals. Andy, how was that race?
Well, obviously, lap 1 going wide into the sand in very fast. And then, you know, I had quite a big gap up to Mike, which I tried to close, which kind of succeeded. Pace was kind of dull, and yeah, he didn't bring too much enough fuel. So yeah, I'll call myself lucky for this one.
Race 2 coming up. What's the thought around it?
Well, the exact same, but not go wide into the sand.
Fair enough. Best of luck in race 2. Up in P2, Krogsgaard. You finished in 2nd position. Pretty much of a straightforward race for you to finish up in P2. How was that one for you?
Yeah, P2 was honestly the best it could have been. There's no way I was gonna catch Luca. And into turn 1, I was just trying to lift just to leave Luca in front, because I knew if I got it from, I was battling for nothing, just for the guys behind to get closer. And then yeah, saw in my review mirror that Andy was flying into the gravel. That was a special view, but yeah. Anyways, basically just building a gap to Mike for a while, and then all of the sudden I just into the chicane had a slight spin, lost 3 seconds, but yeah, just managing from there on basically.
Well, race 2. What's the thought behind it?
Yeah, I guess I know Luca's gonna get past me, but I guess trying to get past Andy because I know he's fast too. So yeah.
Well,
just trying to manage my pace and don't make mistakes.
Good luck on it. And then, race winner here, a dominant one, Luca Entrada. You take the W. How's that one for you?
Fun. I went fast. It worked. But yeah, I also almost, I did run out of fuel before the line. I just had to lift and coast the last lap. I have no clue. The fuel calculation said it was enough for like 17 and a half minutes, so that's 2 minutes above the time that the race finishes. So I was like, all right, we Gucci. No, we were not Gucci. We were definitely not Gucci. I ran out of fuel. But thank God for the gap I had to Mads, so I could kind of just lift and coast and then roll to the line and still get the W.
Race 2, what are you thinking about? You're starting at the back of the top 5.
Let's have fun. Let's race. Yeah, let's just try and get past the others.
Well, best of luck to you, and we'll see what you can do out there.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for race 1. Race 2 coming up. What a photo finish. I really wish we saw it. Really wish we saw it there, but looking at the lap times, it was 2 seconds slower that Ruben Narayan was. There was a chance that he might have made a mistake on that final lap. We're not too sure. Either way, though, what a race. Race 2 about to come up. If you love the action, hit that subscribe button. Race 2 coming up in 30 seconds. We're going to get the party underway right now. Here we go. Race 2. Let's do it. And here we go. The light's about to get across your board. Now, you look at the grid. Oliver, Mike, Andy, Matt, and Luca, your top 5 that got flipped in race 1. But it's race 2 now that all eyes are on. Foot to the floor, and we go racing. What a start there from the Masu drivers and the left-hand side of your screen. Here comes Van Dorn. Huge opportunity. Can he take advantage of it on the front row? Dives it down the inside. 3 wide elbows. Andy Rees tries to get through. Van Dorn takes the lead. It's the dream start. One of the Masu drivers off. One of them hitting each other. It's carnage in the back. Room to ride off the track. Dream start for Van Dorn. Lucas in 4th. He gets through Danny. And I believe it was Matt Oliver off the track. Slides on. Contact. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's contact with Luca and Tretta. He's got damage. Oh my goodness me. You cannot make this up. He's crawling. He is crawling in 5th. The championship. The championship. It's on his head. This is the dream, the absolute dream for Mike Van freaking Dorn, who is in the lead right now, who desperately needs a race win, and Andy Rees is up there. Oliver Bloch runs off the track and runs off deep. Luca's in trouble. He's dancing this car. He's in 5th. Oh my goodness, you cannot make it up how insane this championship is turning out to be. He's pushing. And look at him. He's absolutely aggressive under Danny Nasir now. What's going to transpire? Looks to the inside. Danny, does he hold on to it? No. Luca gets through just about. Side by side. Danny Nasir onto the outside. Luca dives it down the inside. Gets the move done. Now, don't speak too soon. It's not a gift yet. The gap between Rees and Van Dorn is 8 tenths.
Rahul, your car.
My apologies. Thanks for that. So, we continue now. Andy Rees. Now chasing down as Oliver Bloch into the pits. Both of these drivers, especially for Andy Rees, this is going to be the championship battle that puts him back on the map. Meanwhile, Matt has to play wingman. He needs to help Andy Rees if he wants Andy Masu to be successful. He is going to have a barnstormer of a defense with a damaged Luca Andretta. And you look at the damaged Krogsgaard as well. He made contact early on at the start of that race. So much happened. We can't look at a replay because we also have more trouble here. As Van Dorn also running wide, and you hear Luca Andretta. You know, flashbacks to like Verstappen and Interlagos trying to tell Leclerc to push on, trying to help out. Let's push and work together. If they're on 2 separate teams, 2 different battles, huge championship implications between them. Oh, and here we go between these 2 drivers. They're very close as the top 2. Mads runs deep, and Luca Andretti with a chance, possibly. Yes, he is. Huge chance for Luca. Gets the move done before the braking zone. Luca is on the podium. This is a recovery drive and a half for him. Meanwhile, the next two drivers. Here we go. Remember, championship overall standings does not impact the playoffs. The playoff standings are for the drivers Van Dorn, Rees, and Luca in this race. They are playoff drivers. It should have an icon trophy that should indicate who is in the playoffs. But unfortunately, it's just not working for us here today. But nonetheless, though, your main three drivers in the playoffs, it's Van Dorn, Andy Rees, and Luca. These three are in a different championship of their own. Call it a multi-class race, if you would. Now, Luca Andretti has the two main drivers he needs to overtake or needs something to go off. Now, let me put some flashbacks in you. 1 week ago, 7 days ago, it was Mike Van Dorn who was chasing down Andy Rees. Contact between them. Van Dorn was essentially handed the give back the position or get a 10-second time penalty. Picked your poison. No matter what, he would have only finished in second place. Lost out to Luca, and 2 points were gifted to him. Now, the roles are reversed. It's now Andy chasing Van Dorn with Luca behind. Luca was behind after the pit stops with about, let's say, like 8 minutes to go. So, this is deja vu of Portland. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a fight. Mike Van Dorn has the chance to bring this battle back together. Now, the championship as it stands was tied when we got here today. Because Van Dorn finished behind Andy Rees and Luca Andretti, he lost 2 points. Or 3 points, I will say. He lost 3 points. If the standings finish as it stands right now, it will be tied for the final round. And this is what he needs. But Andy Rees needs this win. He absolutely needs a win here today. On the slipstream, 46 and a 45-6 for Luca Andretti. Both of these drivers pushing hard. It looks like Andy sliding the rear. Now Mike Van Dorn needs to put in prayers to whatever he can believe in up there. The sim racing gods, I will say, for this race to finish as it stands here. But Van Dorn is going to have a fight under his belt. He needs to break away from Andy. Andy is going to do everything it takes to get back in this championship fight. This is the race he needed. The implications have never been so high. He will only be just 2 points behind in the championship, and he'll be right there with Van Dorn. Meanwhile, Andretti, though, with so much damage on his car, he's doing very well. Oh, both lock up for them. Top two. 4/10 the difference. No yellows, no mandatory pit stops. They are just racing into the chicane. A bit slower there from Andy Rees. Van Dorn quicker. 5/10, 6/10. It's growing. See, Van Dorn just needs to break the gap. But as it stands right now, he's carrying on in the slipstream. Under Van Dorn, but the gap is closing 2.2. These are the best of the best. These are the reasons why we're calling them the playoff drivers. They are so quick. They have won their respective championships. Van Dorn in LMP2, Andy Rees in IMSA Vintage, Luca in the GT World Championship. And once again, another fastest lap for Luca. But with no sight of the leaders just yet, anything can happen. The gap is 6/10 to Van Dorn and Andy. Looks like Van Dorn's tuning up the band. And Van Dorn is going to need a perfect race. A perfect race too. A dream, a storybook, if you will. My heart is beating very quick. And if it is beating at home for you as well, where anything and everything can go down, hit that subscribe button. We're on course to 650 subscribers. Because this is what CMRSC is all about. This is the drama. This is the action. Hearts are beating very fast. And this is a race that even the crowd is on fire with. And they're loving it out here as the gap is now 3/10 as they enter Aqua Mineral. Andy Rees so quick in this section, but as soon as they get to the chicane, that's where he loses out. Meanwhile, Luca 1.7 behind. 4/10 into the chicane. My heart always in my mouth every time they enter it. It's the trickiest part of the track. And these radicals, you dance around it. Luca's getting closer. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go. They're over halfway into this race. Oh, it's sliding! Oh, and Andy Rees is run off! Gets back on! He's lost the position to Luca and Andretta! That is huge! The one level, and you hear... That is absolutely insane! 6 minutes to go! Van Dorn over the mic says, oh, no! That is huge! Luca and Andretta now into second position. A mistake. So many countless mistakes after chasing them, but this time I'll give it to Andy. He's chasing. Those tires are hot, and that was dirty air under his belt. I don't give him too much fault for that, but one thing's for sure.
Traffic.
Oh, and lap traffic indeed. It's actually Lance Nasir. The wingman is gone. I don't know. In trouble. Oh, it's Van Dorn. Van Dorn goes off the track. Luca's up in the lead. Luca takes the lead. Van Dorn makes a mistake. Oh my God. It's gone. Luca from third to first in one lap. Oh my God. This championship all over the place. Van Dorn is pushing as hard as he can. Runs off the track. That's a callback to Lando and Verstappen at Imola. Same track. Lance Nasir. Yellows. Lance, you gotta get out the way, man. Stay out the way. Oh, what was that?
You're good. Oh my God.
Lance Nasir, man, that is not how you let through lap traffic. That was
I
horrible.
don't think he knows just right from left.
Either way,
No, I think you heard go right. I was like, on your right.
That's
Whoops.
fine. You
my
didn't
goodness,
crash.
that almost taken out Luca and Andretta, but Van Dorn still in the fight. Looks down to the inside, locks up the rears. Does not make contact, set up the front straight,
my
Mike.
boy.
That's what you gotta
I
do.
didn't expect it to break so early.
On the
that's a lot.
slipstream, 4/10 to go, and 4 minutes to go. Has the gap reducing, or is it low arrow for Luca? They're both kind of identical.
Yeah, what is slipstream?
Low arrow, 2/10.
Does not exist.
Do you send it down the inside, Van Dorn? What do you do? No, backs out. Oh, and rear end loses it. The rear end is gone. Pressure for Van Dorn to stay with Luca. It went from 2/10 to 8/10, almost 9/10 of a second. This is the dream for Andretta. Oh, and he's off! Oh, and he's off! Huge mistake there! Oh, and Andy Rees is off! Andy Rees is off! Oh my God, Crocs gets off! What the hell is going on? What is going on? What? What is going on? Every driver has gone off the track. Lucas 3.5 ahead. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to have a voice after this. This has been the craziest race I've ever seen in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club history. Wow. That's insane. That is absolutely insane.
Goosey goosey. I agree.
Wow. Oh my. Luca Andretta has just played damage recovery to a T.
Did the conditions change?
Wow, insane. Absolutely insane. Van Dorn is still in second, but he will now be 4 points behind. You know what? I will do that. I will be sipping some water right now.
Left tires are colder than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not give
Same
any
thing
more,
here.
any less credit to the other
My
drivers.
tires are heating up as I accelerate. Real.
We're gonna let them chat on their own. We're catching our breaths here in the booth. Meanwhile, though, Andy Rees, Krogsgaard, battle for third, probably. Oh, Lance Nasir, trouble for him. He's off the track. He gets going. Andrew is on the medium tires, doing really great. Let's take a look at Ruben Orion. He's currently sitting in 7th. Unfortunately, though, it's not like the last race where he is battling with the others, he's kind of by himself for this race. The next driver is Danny Nasir in 6th. Meanwhile, here comes Mads. He's trying to challenge up well, at least to hold this top 3 spot. But this championship, hot on its heels for the final round. Absolutely iconic racing here at Imola. This was Radicals at its best. We have never seen Radicals outside of the Caribbean. Never seen him. This is the first time. And this has been a race that has, honestly, it's criminal to not have a championship in 2025 with these cars. Absolutely criminal. This has been such an amazing race, and for a track that's about almost a 2-minute lap time, 146s, 147s for these drivers, this racing has been nothing but spectacular. The crowd is loving it. The fans are loving it. This has been an amazing race. Any of you guys watching the stream, thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And this has been a race to watch to the very end, and this was an incredible one. 22 seconds left to go. Luca's on the final lap. The gap for the points, if it stays right now, will open up to 4 points between Luca Andretta and Mike Van Dorn going into the finale. Absolutely insane. Absolutely iconic ending. Wow. I cannot believe it. I'm stunned for words how much crazy this championship has been as Andy Reese runs off the track, as well as Rupner Ryan. He loses to Klaus, unfortunately. It goes from bad to worse for Andy Reese. Big shout out though to the Jamaican of DeVille Park, rocking the Tavar Clark livery, the Texaco. Iconic. But double points finale heading into the very final race. GT4 at either Mosport or Bushy Park. No matter where these drivers go, it's going to be a good one, like it did for this race. Luca Andretta has played damage recovery so well in this race. Luca, you gotta take your hat off for him, because he did everything right here today. Luca has swept Imola. He takes the win. What a race. Fantastic effort at Imola here. The Italian Grand Prix goes to him. Van Dorn has tried all his might. He can only finish and mustered up a 2nd position. Krogsgaard 3rd, Rees in 4th. The top 3 for your playoffs: Luca, Van Dorn, Rees. The gap between Luca and Van Dorn is 4 points heading into the finale. Big, massive shout out. Jamaica will be proud of DeVille Park as he is going to finish in 5th position as he run out of fuel. Just about comes across the line. Danny Nasir in 6th position will hold that spot together. Here comes Klaus Klint, P7. Welcome back. He locks up around the final corners here, but it's not gonna matter because Klaus Klint, welcome back, sir. It's been far too long since you've been here in CMRSC. Hopefully we'll see you in the future once again. Welcome back, the Viking. He finishes 7th. Rupner Ryan is in 8th. Brandon Smith as well. A big welcome back here. He wanted to shout out his wife for allowing him to race here today on Saturdays. He got the green light, so thank you there, Mrs. Smith, for allowing Brandon to go through and race with us. Welcome back, Brandon. It's been lovely having you racing with us. He finishes in 9th position. Oliver Bloch will round it out in 10th on track with Lance Nasir being a lapped car in 11th. But Luca Andretta has taken victory. He's not even in the session to begin with. Luca takes the win in a race unforgettable. Catch our breaths here, because that was that was amazing. Let's go talk to our drivers.
Like I was
Second-
lifting and coasting to save fuel, and I was actually going faster.
Yeah, but the second race we had different temps. I'm pretty sure because my
Yeah.
left side was way colder, and my lap times weren't at a 44 or 45.0 or something.
Did you have damage after the contact in the start?
I
Good
think
race,
I didn't see anything. For some reason, my AC just doesn't show me my damage anymore. So, but
you
I'm
have
pretty
to
sure
slide
I
that
had
back onto your
damage.
screen. You did have a lot of damage, actually. It was like dark yellow
Oh,
on
What
the
about
front and rear.
mine?
I believe it was about the same. It was like a lighter front arrow.
Yeah. Oh,
That was a hell of a race, though.
yeah, Mads. If you want to see, I'll show you my
Yeah.
traces.
Meanwhile, though, we'll conduct interviews and we'll talk behind the scenes of how incredible that race was. Mads, you finish in 3rd position. A hellish race from you as well to try to get up to these drivers up ahead. But you're on the podium. How's that one?
Yeah, I don't know. Both satisfying and not satisfying at all because I don't know. In the start felt good, and then saw Oliver and Andy just coming together, break the tiny bit, and obviously Luca can't do anything about it. But then got a love tap, had a perfect 360 and could continue. Anyways, then had Luca closing up and just decided to let him by, not to lose time. And then slowly catching up, getting up to Andy after he made a mistake, and then he went off, and I was so confused because there was so much smoke, and I ended going off as well. Didn't spin dome, just off into the gravel. Yeah, and there just Andy was fast again, so just trying to manage the pace and keep him behind. I think if I don't know, lost about 5 seconds or something going off there. So I think if I didn't go off, I might have been able to go up and have a small fight with Mike. That would have been fun though.
Would have been fun indeed. Nonetheless, though, it was a great effort from you to get onto the podium. So congratulations, nonetheless, for doing so. P2. What a race this was as we came to the final checkered flag, but it is Mike Van Dorn who took it. And Mike, that may have been a bit of heartbreak at the end to lose that race win off, and yeah, that it was hard to keep the car under control, but the best you got under your belt, you finished in 2nd position. You should be, I believe, 4 points behind.
5.
5 points, I must say. Don't mean to rub salt in the wound there, but nothing's impossible. You still have one more round to do it. But how was that one, though? How was that race for you?
Well, I mean, you can't be happy knowing that you probably lost actually lost the championship now. Since, well, I mean, the chances of Luca finishing 3rd twice is not very high, so it's probably done and dusted now, but I'll still give it my best shot next week. But yeah, I mean, just a stupid mistake, really. I mean, it's just very difficult to keep this car on the road, and don't really have the confidence in this car that I would like to have. But yeah, I mean, got lucky to be in 1st, and then, I mean, I was hoping that Andy would keep Luca behind, but then he made a mistake behind me and Luca got past, so that was my buffer gone. And then I made my own mistake, so yeah.
Take us through
Easy
the
one
live
for Luca.
scenes at the beginning of the race. Did you see on the map that Luca did go off?
I only saw him. I think he said something. He said no or something like that, or I don't know what it was. And then I looked at my live timing and I saw he dropped to like 5th or something like that. So that gave me a little bit of hope. But then he quickly got back up. So yeah, and then I mean, Luca is at least a second faster basically every other lap. So you know that he's gonna be catching. It's just a matter of when he is there. And yeah, it was a bit sooner than I would have hoped.
Indeed. Nonetheless, though, you were able to pull off a great 2nd place. You gave us a great battle as well between yourself and Andy Rees. But 2nd position, mustering it up, going into the finale. Nothing's impossible, but a great P2 nonetheless to finish out here today. Congratulations on it. And then, Luca and Dreda, you played damage limitation absolutely perfectly and you took victory. Wow, what a race it was for you, especially at the beginning. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the beginning. What happened to you, and how did it transpire to the race?
Yeah, so I had a good start. I was behind the others, but I knew I wasn't gonna get a move, so I pretty much just backed off and was like, all right, let's see what happens into T1 and just, you know, take advantage of whatever happens next. And then I wanted to go for a move, then I was like, nah, I won't go because it's just too tight there and it's risky because it's curb. And I don't know what happened, but something happened with Mads, and then he went sideways, and then I tried to brake for it, and then I hit him somehow. Cars bunch up around me. I just try to get out clean. Didn't get contact afterwards. I think it was Oliver that came in front then, and he was driving, and he made a mistake. He went off into the grass. He was counter steering, and the car looked like he would have, like, he has it under control. He would have caught it, but my assumption was wrong, and he just went straight right, and I'm going right as well on the track. So I pretty much just like missile locked onto his car and just crashed into him, like, I don't know. And that's how I got that damage as well. And then it was just a matter of, all right, go, push, catch up to the others, and let's see what we can do. Yeah, luckily Mike and Andy were fighting. Andy did make a mistake. I was hoping for a battle with Mike, but sadly he did make a mistake. I mean, it's good for me, but I mean, obviously I'd like to have a fight, you know? I always like to go out with a fight.
Nonetheless, though, it was still a hard-fought battle for you to catch up through the field, and you were pushing like crazy, being a second faster than the second and first place drivers ahead of you. So, still a well-deserved race win. And man, the second race, it's always race twos where you're just picking up the pieces and just chopping through.
What was with the conditions this race? Because I thought
it was
second race.
So I heard you over the mic. It was the same. So I
was?
don't know. Yeah.
Because my tires on the left side, they were cooler on the front left, and my pace was also slower.
I don't. So
my left tires were colder.
Nah, I can send a screenshot, but our server is like set to
race
one,
I
race
saw.
two. Yeah, the whole weather's the same, so I just don't know.
Yeah, no, I saw the road temp and air temp on the real time with the wind and stuff. That was all the same.
Nonetheless, though, congratulations on the race win.
Thank you.
All right, so now we get to the final time you're gonna see this beautiful wheel spin.
Oh no.
Is it gonna be the Bushy Park or whatever?
It's either Bushy Park or Mosport.
Bushy Park with GT4. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Give me one
Get him.
moment.
Get him. Get him.
It's the wheel spin.
Whoa.
I don't know if either of them are.
Mosport would have been really good with the radicals, but honestly, Imola with the radicals was also really fun.
Stop with the Imola.
I used to say Imola because I didn't know how to say it, and now it's just stuck. I'm trying to change.
Just get this over.
That's the correct Italian way to pronounce it.
Imola.
Imola.
All right, GT4s. It's going to be the new update to the 1.0 update of the cars. So they're not going to feel. They're going to feel slightly different to the last time they were ran in the championship. They're now updated. Going to be closer. We're also going to open all the cars. So we're not going to lock it off to the cars that were using that championship. So go ahead, use whatever you want. And yeah, this is it. Mosport.
We don't need a wheel spin.
Bushy
Just
Park.
put it on Mosport, man. Jesus.
And Rahul, can you add a Dacia?
A what?
A Dacia.
Anyways, here we go. Your fate will be decided in the final round
Oh, baloney. Give me a break.
at Mosport.
Yes. Okay.
So
Good.
poor Bushy Park has not been featured. Mosport's your finale in GT4, so that's gonna be a good race.
Yeah, you don't need GT4 at Bushy Park. Piece of crap.
Whoa.
The track is good, but the way it's configured, GT4 is not gonna have fun.
Well, I'll head out and I'll come back here to go through the debrief. There you go. There is your finale. Good old Mosport. We're ending it off in Canada. That is a great track to end it off. Both tracks are amazing. Bushy Park, of course, our ender for the Caribbean Motor Racing Championship. There we go. Mosport GT4. That is going to be a great race. Can't wait for it. But that's going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Race 2. Wow. Contender for Race of the Year? What was that? Incredible. That sets us up for the finale, where, ladies and gentlemen, the announcement is set. It's going to be a double points finale. So a lot to play for. Our tradition in CMRSC for double points in the last race of the season. It's going to be a good one. I will say that. It's going to be absolutely incredible for what we get out here today and for the finale of this one. So we're going to see how the drivers do. Most Sports GT4 next.